Hello, Internet. I've been trying to avoid recording these vlogs while I'm tired because I've done that before and they sucked, which is why there have been a big lack of vlogs here lately. But now I have to talk about like an entire week in one vlog, so it can't be avoided anymore. So this is about from the 18th to the 23rd of January. Last Sunday, which is what the whole last vlog was about, was really good for a Sunday. I said that as if it was going somewhere, but it wasn't. So last Monday, I wrote 30 words on a poem, 92 on a file that was just drawing ideas that I'll never actually draw, but hey, words. And then 667 on Project Gamma, meaning the beginning is about near complete now for first draft. So that's 789 words on a Monday. Mondays usually suck. I mean, that's good anyways, but that's especially good for a Monday, especially since most of those words were for the story I'm supposed to be writing instead of some other random idea that popped in my head like usual. So my week was off to a great start, which could only mean one thing. Tuesday's word count was horrible, especially for a Tuesday, which is usually my best day. Well, I spent all night not at home, and then the rest of the night all tired because I hadn't been at home. 199 for the whole word count. Just 7 on a file for a story I wasn't supposed to be writing, and then 192 for the story I was supposed to be writing, and that was it. Then on Wednesday, all I'd written for Project Gamma was 24, finishing a scene I had started, but the night before, but never finished because I just got too tired. And then 6 on a file. Apparently I didn't write number 1, and 258 on a blog post. Hold up. That is not as bad as I thought it was then. I had forgotten I wrote a blog post. Oh, that changes everything. Because I haven't done anything on my blog since November. I'm not even sure I did anything October. I did do something October, but very little. And I didn't even put up a post about that I was going to write NaNoWriMo. Oh, there was a post after that because I had one about I won NaNoWriMo, but it was really lazy. All I did, I went there to talk about it in detail and ended up just sending a link to my vlog where I rambled about it because I do pretty much these vlogs instead of blog posts now, and I write scenes on DeviantArt instead of writing them there now. I basically let my blog go and didn't really care. There was always this like tinge of guilt because I wasn't doing anything on there anymore, and it and I quit caring, and apparently I cared about the fact that I quit caring, which doesn't make sense. But when I actually looked at what I've been doing instead, I had it wasn't a bad thing because I'd actually gotten stuff done this year. I'm not saying that before the blog was in the way, but it's okay that I hadn't spent my time on it because I actually looked at what I had spent my time on, and oh my gosh, I'd been beating myself up all year. Really? So that's what that blog post was about. I was just explaining that, saying I was originally going to go apologize that I hadn't been there and wasn't going to be there much anymore. I was pretty much going to move everything to here in my DeviantArt, but then I actually paid attention to things, and I'm not sorry. Link to the blog post in the description, though it's pointless for you to go read it because it'll just bring you back here. Also, that day I'd written 32 on a DeviantArt journal about that blog post with a link to it, and it would, of course, the blog post would just send you back to DeviantArt. Don't you just love making pointless loops? Ah, come here. You can barely see me back there. So, for Thursday, I believe that was all that was about. No, it was about Wednesday. 320 words. On Thursday, I wrote 35 on a song, a parody because the original was stuck in my head and would not leave. And then I worked on a challenge scene, but I forgot how many words I wrote on it. 540, bringing the whole daily word count to 575. Friday's wasn't as high, with 22 on a song, but it finished a parody apparently. 58 on two different poems, and then 5 on a file with just 85 words. But still, that was, I mean, I finished something and wrote 2 poems. So at this point, I was getting back into poems regularly, but apparently by this point, I had given up on that story I was supposed to be writing because I'm not seeing it anywhere in this file anymore. I honestly thought I had done pretty bad this week. I thought I was pretty much started really good and went downhill. And then thought me later in the week thought that maybe it had gone up and down, but kind of headed downwards. Now I'm not so sure, especially with the blog post. And then came Saturday. Now I hadn't figured out Saturday's word count until right before I recorded this vlog, so I didn't know what it was. I didn't remember what I had done. On Saturday, I wrote 96 on 2 new songs, 431 on a challenge scene, not quite finished yet, 32 on a poem, 34 on a DeviantArt journal, 119 on some character chat rooms. This is random skits I do. I'm not going to explain that yet again. And I posted a video. Saturday, I had written 712 words. I had spent all of Saturday feeling like I was doing nothing while I was spending all of Saturday doing things. A lot like how I'd spent it all of last year mean to myself because I was letting my blog go while I was publishing a book. Can I not torture myself for 5 minutes about things I'm not doing while I'm doing things? What is wrong with me? I had spent all week so mad at myself. Why? Why do I torture myself like this? Why do I do this? Seriously, is there something wrong with my brain? Don't answer that. Sorry for the mini rant. It's just how I'm always so mad at myself makes me just so mad at myself. I'm gonna go watch the Portal 2 musical or something. So, last week's word count was 2,531 words, which I usually say is bad, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna do that. This is peace, love, pink, signing out.